folks, what's up? So welcome to week 32 and this is the lesson of the day. Now today I wanted to go over something that I call grouping. And what grouping is basically taking two or more moves and putting them into a group. And basically what these moves are moves that are compatible in terms of movement and rhythm. Okay, so basically the point of putting these moves into groups is so that you can transition between these moves seamlessly without having to use an outside transition. Okay, now let me give you an example first. Now basically with the footwork style course, it's all about using, the theme of it is basically all about using outside transitions to go from one move to another move. And the reason is because most of these movements are not compatible with each other if you just try to put them and you try to chain them together in one long chain, okay? Like let's say the loose legs and the shuffle, a very, very famous combination. You need a transition in between to go from one move to another move. And what movement is that? It's the side hop, okay? So going from the shuffle to the loose legs is very easy. Basically, the shuffle has a built-in side hop, but going from the loose legs to the shuffle is a lot different because the loose legs doesn't have a built-in side hop. So if you try to go from the loose legs to the shuffle without a transition, without the side hop transition, you're going to have something that doesn't flow. So I'm going to try to go from loose legs to shuffle right now, and okay, basically, okay, without using the side hop, I did something that didn't really flow. Like, let me try it again, okay? Okay, that just doesn't flow. Let me try it again. Let me try another way. Okay, it just doesn't flow, okay? I need the side hop in there to make it flow. So, here's what I would do. Boom! Now it flows. Okay, so basically I took an outside transition and put it in between so that I could flow between two moves. Now with grouping, you don't need that. Okay, these moves are so similar without being just variations of each other, okay? So basically this is different from variations. Variations, it's basically the same move, just done different ways. Like the farmer variations. Okay, this is just a variation of the farmer. I'm not going between two completely different moves, okay? Now, the point of grouping is to take different moves and be able to put them together seamlessly without having to use a transition, okay? An outside transition, like the side hop or reset, okay? Alright, so, let me give you an example of grouping, okay? One very common couple of moves that people group together are the farmer and stomp, okay? Now this is the farmer, and this is the stomp, okay? Now you can see right away why it's easy to group these two moves together, and that is because there is a similar movement. Actually, it's pretty much exactly the same. There's the same movement in both of those moves, and where is it? It's where you do this. Both movements have this in it, okay? Alright? So the farmer has that, and the stomp has that. And because of that, you could just basically go from each of those moves and seamlessly go to the other move without having to use a transition, okay? So let me try it again. Okay, that's the farmer to the stomp. Now that's a very, very common grouping. Okay, another very common one that I'm sure you've seen before is the train and the skate. Okay, and here's the train and the skate. This is the train, and this is the skate. Boom. Now you might think, wow, those two are very different movements. How can they go together? Well, they go together like this. Okay? Now I'm going to explain why that works. Okay? So basically, where the train and the skate connect is here. Okay? So the train goes like this. That's the movement. Our foot is going out. Okay? And the skate goes like this. Okay? Where's the similarity? Basically, it's here. When the foot is going out, right there, that's the same movement for the skate. I mean, for the train, okay? So, this part right here is similar to that, okay? And that's where it connects together, all right? So, where it goes to the front, that's basically where you think to yourself, all right, I'm going to stop doing the train and I'm going to go to the skate instead. Boom. Okay? Now you could do this one of two ways. You could either just lift and do it, or you could do the train, okay, boom, and then go back. Alright? Or you could just lift and do that. Now, the more advanced version would be to do the taps first and then go back. Okay? But that's how that movement works. Okay? And the reason why I want to give you this, basically, I want to give you the ability to group moves together, is that so you can create for yourself, okay? I want you guys to be able to come up with things that maybe I've never thought about, okay? Or nobody in the world has thought about, okay? There's, I know that a lot of combinations have been gone over in the world, but I'm pretty sure not 100% of all the steps has been gone over, and you guys could probably create some crazy stuff if you had the tools to create, okay? And grouping is basically one of them, all right? I don't think anybody's ever talked about grouping. This is kind of like my own thing, but I feel this is very important, okay? Because it does exist, just nobody's really articulated it, put it into words, okay? All right, so we've gone over 2 groupings already, okay? Now grouping is 2 or more moves, okay? Now we're gonna go over 3 moves, all right? 3 moves with some basically these moves you should know very, very well, okay? And yes, it includes the loose legs, okay? So, first we went over farmer to stomp, back to farmer, and then skate and train, okay? So farmer and stomp, and then skate and train, okay? Next, we're gonna go over 3 very common moves, and basically, it's gonna start out like this. First, the cross step. Okay, now we're going to transition seamlessly into the cross drag. Boom, boom, and then we're going to transition to loose legs. Okay, so basically, those 3 moves. Okay, those 3 moves are compatible, super compatible with each other, and basically where they go together is the ball change. Okay? The ball change is where they all come together. All 3 moves have the ball change in it. Alright? Now if you find another move that has the ball change in it, you might be able to throw it into that group. Alright? But here's the thing. Here's the thing you got to remember. Not only should they have similar movements, but they should also have similar rhythms, okay? If one of the rhythms doesn't exactly fit with the grouping, it's going to feel forced, okay? The reason why this is natural, even though the rhythms aren't completely the same, is because none of them go too fast, okay? And they all have the ball change, so basically it's 1 and 2, 3 and 4. The other one is 1 and 2, 3 and 4. And then the last one, the loose legs, is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? There's not a big deviation there, okay? So basically all of the rhythms fit together nicely, okay? Now I'm going to give you a demonstration later about some moves that don't exactly fit the rhythm, okay? But I'm going to give you that example later. Now another common loose legs grouping that you guys should know, this is no surprise, is basically coming from the heel step. The heel step and the loose legs, okay, are two moves that group together without any transition at all. They're basically pretty much in the same move category. Okay? It's almost like they're variations of each other. Alright? So, we won't go over that too much. Alright? You should know that one. But the next thing that we're going to go over is possibly my favorite one to use. And basically, this one is the shuffle, powwow, and bicycle kick grouping. Okay? And here's what it looks like. Alright? Shuffle, 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 powwow, powwow, bicycle kick, shuffle, shuffle, bicycle kick, shuffle, shuffle, bicycle kick, powwow, powwow, bicycle kick, shuffle, shuffle. Okay? So basically, with those three moves, you could create like a mega combo, okay, without having to go into another transition, okay, without having to go outside of those three movements, okay? So what it is basically is that each of those moves, where they have the similarity in movement, is basically here. All three of those movements have a built-in side hop looking step, okay? Now with the, it's a bit different for each one, okay? With the bicycle kick, particularly if you go to the front and not the side, it looks like this, where your foot is directly behind you. From the shuffle, it looks like this, okay? And from the powwow, it looks like this, okay? So either this, 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 okay? They're all a little bit different, but they are in the same category that you could combine them, okay? Because I just did it, all right? It just takes a little practice to get used to the movements, but you can combine these movements. And actually, these three movements, it's very common to see these three movements put together. Okay, so let me reiterate. It is the shuffle, powwow, and bicycle kick. Now, you can put those three moves together interchangeably, any way you want. They all meet here though. They all meet here at the side hop. From here, you could go to the powwow, and then here again, bicycle kick, here again. Alright, boom, 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 boom. Okay? Alright? Now you might be asking yourself, wait a minute, doesn't the loose legs also come out of that movement? Why isn't the loose legs part of that grouping? Well, here's the reason why. Because the loose legs can come from the side hop, but there's no natural way for the loose legs to go into side hop within the loose legs. You have to actually take the time to get out of the loose legs into a side hop. Okay, and that's why I don't put it as a grouping. Like I said, this is without any outside transitions. Okay, this is within these three movements. You can transition between them without having to put a transition in between, like the side hop, but this is a built-in side hop, but I didn't have to like force it in there, okay? I didn't have to throw it in there. Not force it. It's supposed to be natural, but I didn't have to throw it in there. I didn't have to throw a reset in there to make it work either. Okay? Alright, so those three movements fit very well together. Like I said, it's the shuffle, powwow, and bicycle kick. Okay? Learn those three movements. You can put them together very, very easily. Okay? Alright. Next thing we're going to do is the setup and pas de bourrée. Okay? Now, I like this one because it's very soft. It's kind of like something to warm up with. Not many people actually do it in this way. Now, I know the setup to pas de bourrée, particularly the pivoting pas de bourrée, is something that a lot of people do because they took it from Ijo. But not a lot of people do just the pas de bourrée into setup and just play with that. Okay, basically they take it as a combination. They don't really use it as dance moves to play around with. Okay, usually the combination that they do is setup. It's pre-planned. Okay, like this. This is usually how it goes. Loose legs, boom, set up, pas de bourrée, and out of it. Okay, that's usually what most people do, and that's because they took that combination from Ijo. Okay, now with this, you can create. Okay, you can create, boom, boom. Okay, and how does that work? Okay, how does that work? Basically, there's a ball change in there. Now, essentially, the right here, after you step back, this part of the pas de bourrée is just a ball change. Ball change. So it's back ball change, back ball change, back ball change, back ball change. Okay, and the setup, it is kick behind, ball change, kick behind, ball change, kick behind, ball change, kick behind, ball change, okay? Now this is a different ball change from the ball change that you see in the loose legs, okay? The the one you see in the loose legs, okay, is a different ball change. So it's not compatible, okay? It's not compatible. You just try it, it's not gonna work. Okay, you can try to make it work, it's gonna look clunky. Okay, let me just try it right now, actually. Okay, I'm doing pas de bourrée, boom, 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 boom. See, it doesn't work. And the reason is the feeling of those two moves. These two moves have a very, almost like loft style feeling, whereas the loose legs is not really compatible with the loft style. Okay, it's more soft. Okay, boom, and more like you're walking, whereas the loose legs takes more effort. Okay, it's not like you're walking around. Okay, so just do the pas de bourrée and the setup, and if you can find another move to put in there, do it. I'd like to hear what you think. Okay, I'd like to hear like what you guys have. Okay, give me ideas too. All right, so pas de bourrée. Okay, right about here, after the pas de bourrée, just kick behind. You can go to setup, and after you finish your setup, you just pas de bourrée again. Okay, boom, 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 pa 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 pa. Okay? Now, being able to do that takes practice, okay? I didn't just think, okay, I'm going to put these two moves together and bam, I'm an expert at it, okay? So, make sure you practice these moves, get it into your muscle memory, okay? If you like it, do it, all right? It just takes a little bit of practice. It's basically what you like. If you see something you like and you want it, really the only thing that's keeping you from it is the practice, okay? So do it, all right? So that one is the pas de bourrée to the setup. And here's the last one. Now I saved this for last, and I know we've gone over this before, but I feel like it's the most difficult, okay? I feel it's the most difficult because of its intensity, okay? And that is the crosswalk and the crossroads. Now the crosswalk and crossroads are basically really great moves to be able to move around with, okay? Because you can get quite a distance by using the crosswalk to crossroads, okay? And the way the crossroads and crosswalk go together is they both can come from this step, the overstep, okay? Which is similar to what the overstep that you do in a powwow. Now this is the example I wanted to use of something that doesn't flow. I use the crosswalk and the crossroads by themselves, and I don't usually try to put the powwow in there because the rhythms are very different, okay? So basically the kick that happens in the crossroads or the crosswalk happens at the end. Okay? Okay? So you're going to go 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Happens at the end. Now, there's a kick in there. So, you think, with that kick, I can go to powwow with that kick, right? Well, you can. Technically, you can. But it doesn't feel that good. It doesn't feel that good to me, at least. Maybe I haven't practiced it enough, or maybe I just gave up on it because it just doesn't feel good to me. And the reason being is because it throws off my rhythm, okay? Since the kick is the last part of the crosswalk and the first part of the powwow, it feels like I'm going from the end of one move to the beginning of one move, basically where I feel like I should be resting. I'm going directly into another move, so it feels forced. Okay, and here's what I'm talking about. So, okay. All right. Now, to me, that doesn't feel good. It may feel good to you. Actually, it didn't feel that bad to me. Okay, it didn't feel that bad to me. Maybe it could work. Okay, but I like to group the crosswalk with the crossroads. So now when you start putting the crosswalk and the crossroads together, and then you try to put the powwow in there, then it gets a little bit more complicated. Because then you don't have two moves to work with, you got three. Okay? Maybe if you're working with two, you're fine. But once you start working with three and the rhythms are different, you might get thrown off. Unless you practice a lot on that movement. Okay? Now me, I don't have the time to like throw in the powwow in there. I don't really care. Okay? But the crosswalk and crossroads, I care about those two moves. So I want to put them together. And here's how you do it. From here. So basically from the loose legs, let's say, let me show you how to use it coming from the loose legs, okay? Now, the loose legs is not part of the grouping. This is the move right here, okay? This is the move, the crosswalk, and the crossroads is this. Basically it's just the crosswalk with the grapevine, okay? Basically, you started off as a crosswalk, you put a grapevine in between, and you end it as a crosswalk. Okay? So here's what I mean. You go over, then you put behind, side, front, and then you crosswalk. Okay? So you basically go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? That is the modified crossroads. It's a lot more useful than the regular crossroads. Because the regular crossroads, here's the regular crossroads. Now, who really does that? You know what I mean? Nobody really goes, you know what I mean? Nobody really does that, okay? The most common way to get into the crossroads is basically by doing that, starting from the crosswalk movement, okay? Now, I'm going to try to put the three movements together, okay? I'm going to try to put the crosswalk, the crossroads, and the powwow together. Let's see if it works, okay? This is kind of a test for myself too. I'm going to put on music and see if the rhythms match up, okay? Alright, I'm going to try this, okay? Here we go. Okay, so we got our little experiment there. Putting the crossroads, the crosswalk, and the powwow in there, okay? Now that was me creating. I thought maybe I could put the powwow in there. Now I don't see that combination done very often. I probably have never seen that combination. I'm sure it's been done before, maybe by accident, maybe somebody thought of the idea already. But I haven't seen it on video, okay? So that was me trying to create. And what did I feel about that? Well, it can work. Now I know the crossroads and the crosswalk, those two work seamlessly with each other. They're nice, okay? But adding the powwow in there, it's up to you. It might have looked good to you, but to me, it didn't feel as good, okay? Maybe if I practice on it more, it becomes second nature, but I felt like I was just changing rhythms too much. Okay? Alright? It wasn't like the shuffle, powwow to bicycle kick. For some reason that worked for me. This one did, maybe it's because of the direction change as well, okay? It changed directions a lot whenever I did that. Okay? So, basically, all right, that was me trying to show you what an incompatible or a less compatible movement might look like, and I kind of failed there because I was able to make it work, okay, but I didn't feel good about it, okay. And when it comes to dance, you got to take the movements and put them together if they feel good together, okay. If they don't feel good together, you can either practice it till it feels good, or that may never happen and you could just move on to some other movements that you think will feel good right away. Okay, it's best not to force movements on top of each other. Okay, it's best to take the ones that feel natural and just do them with each other. Okay, but if you want to make some crazy combinations, maybe you have to go out of your comfort zone and do something a little bit out of the ordinary to achieve that. Okay, so today, basically this is the conclusion. Okay, I talked about grouping. Okay, grouping is basically taking two or more moves and having basically what they have in common is similar movements and similar rhythms, and you being able to put them together without having to take an outside transition and put it in between. Okay, so these movements should be so similar that they already have built-in transitions within them that you can use to basically go from one move to another move. And the moves I use today, okay, are the farmer to stomp, okay, the farmer to stomp, the train and the skate, okay, boom, 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 okay, the train and the skate. Next, we use the cross step into the cross drag into the loose legs. Those are all interchangeable. Boom, 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 okay? You can put those all together seamlessly without having to take an outside transition, okay? Next thing we did the shuffle to powwow, okay, to bicycle kick. All right? Now those are all interchangeable too. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? All right. Next, we did the setup and the pas de bourrée. Pas de bourrée. Setup. Pas de bourrée. Setup. Okay? And lastly, we did the crosswalk and crossroads. Okay? Alright, so, well, let me go over that a little bit more. Crosswalk. Kind of stopped early there. Crossroads. Boom. Okay? Alright, so that was the last one. Okay, and then very, very last, I tried to add a move into it on my own. Because of the kick here, I felt that I could add a powwow in there. And for the most part, it does work, but whether it feels good enough for you to use it is really up to you, okay? So, crosswalk, crossroads, boom, boom, into powwow, okay, into the powwow, boom, 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 okay? All right, so that's the last one, the crosswalk to the crossroads to powwow, okay? That's us experimenting a little bit, trying to do this grouping thing and adding more movements that are not the common ones, okay? All right, so what I want you to do is I want you to work with this grouping thing, okay? I want you to take moves, the ones you like, and I want you to figure out, okay, I'm going to break down every part of this move. Now, where are the similarities in this move that goes into another move? Okay? And then, after that, then you can create and pile on top of it. Maybe you might find a new combination. Okay? So that's today's lesson of the day. It's called grouping. Hope you liked it. I'll see you next week.